Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. Yes, it's morning here in the UK, but my guest is in Australia, and therefore it is afternoon for her. So I am delighted. I am delighted to be welcoming Judy Timperon to the program this week. Judy, welcome to the program, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's great to be here, all the way from Australia.
Brilliant, thank you.
Technology wonderful.
Sorry?
Technology wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, to think that we couldn't be doing this program a few years ago, and now we can talk to everybody wherever they are in the world. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Folks, on this week's Gift of Healing TV, Judy is going to be sharing stress management made easy using FasterEFT. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope that you will enjoy this as well. Let me introduce Judy to you. Judy Timperon is an experienced FasterEFT practitioner. She assists clients to eliminate and manage stress, to achieve health, happiness, and to reach peak performance. Judy has been a secondary school teacher, adult education teacher, further education lecturer, curriculum writer, all in health and personal development. As well as having private clients, Judy runs workshops, seminars, and mentors other practitioners. She brings to her private practice a wealth of experience and success. So Judy, welcome to the program, and please share a little about how you got started, because obviously I can see that you've done an awful lot more than just working with EFT.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, firstly, I was a teacher for a long time, and my husband one day said to me, "Are you ever going to grow up?" I was actually quite offended at that, and I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, you've been at school since you were 5. You know, you went to primary school, and then you went to high school, and then university, and you're back at school teaching. When are you going to grow up and join the real world?" That was a real challenge for me, because I'd been a teacher for so long and I loved it. So what I did was I felt like I was jumping off a cliff, and I knew I was going to either fly or crash, and I was determined to fly. That didn't mean I had a few crashes in the meantime. And then I found EFT. And then the matrix re-imprinting, which was amazing. A friend directed me to that way after a couple of years of me just, swanning around. My husband and I then did a lot of investments, and we became very wealthy. So I had a very charmed life. We were literally rolling in money. We had many houses. And I developed skills as a FasterEFT practitioner, which is, I call it, like EFT but turbocharged. Anyway, it was like overnight we lost everything. So we went from $1 million a year income to homeless, literally homeless. We lost every house, we lost everything we owned. My husband had to sell his motorbikes and cars, etc., etc. And it was because we were involved in a company that went fraudulent, and then it just sent everything we owned over like a pack of cards, even though we had multiple investment streams. So we went from that to the depths of sadness, frustration, overwhelm, all of that. And the only thing that really brought us out was my skills as we're both, I guess, pretty resilient people, but my skills in the work that I do. And so I improved those skills. I had actually a session once a week, and I did a lot of work on my husband. And like within a year, we were back living in a really lovely place. Now, we still don't own our own place, but we are back living in a beautiful environment, back with a really nice car. I've got an absolutely booming, successful business. My husband, we've cleared so many of the things, the traumas in him, many of them that stem way back into childhood. So he's absolutely peak of health and absolutely feeling fantastic. In fact, I went and had some Bicom. I don't know if you've heard of Bicom. I had some Bicom the other day with a lady, and she actually checked. She's also a medical intuitive, and she checked every organ in my body, every chakra. She did, you know, the urine test, the saliva test, the hair test, you name it, she did it all. And she said to me, Judy, you are so amazingly healthy. She said, I rarely see this health even with a 20-year-old. She said, it's a testament to the work that you do, because so much of the trauma that we go through is lodged in the body as pain, as osteoporosis or arthritis or depression, or it's just the way the mind and the body are so connected. And because I tap on anything that comes up for me, now I've cleared so many of my big traumas, now anything that comes up I just tap on, I'm absolutely able to keep my body in amazing, radiant health. So my body in many ways is very much younger than my actual biological age. And so this is just an amazing youth thing too. It's fantastic for your health and well-being, even though, as I said, my husband and I still haven't got back everything we lost by a long shot, we are so happy. And that's what it's all about. We're healthy, we're happy, we're both thriving, we're doing work that we both love. So it was a real kick up the backside, because I was being really a lady of leisure, you know, gym in the morning, coffee, lunches out, you know, doing charity work and all of those sort of things. And I was obviously designed for a whole lot more than that, which I'm doing now. Yeah, so I've been in some tough places and we've come back out of it, and we're now both sailing.
And I think that's what people find, is that the people that bring so much wonderful information and guidance and support and ways of being, all of those people have had this drop, be it losing everything, be it health issue, be it an accident, be it bereavement, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
People that really step up to the mark are the people who've had the losses, who've had the experiences. Because the truth of the matter is, we can share and we can support from our own experiences. I'm not saying people can't help others when they haven't had the experiences, but those of us that have, and we all have different ones, we've because we understand. It's not a matter of us having sympathy, we have empathy. We can totally relate to what's going on in people's lives.
And also, I think it gives people a great degree of hope, because like if someone comes to me, you know, like I'm in my second marriage. I've been in my second marriage for about 19 years now. But, you know, I've been through, you know, the husband having an affair and leaving, and I've been a single mum, and I've been through a lot. But the thing is, I don't even know that I can necessarily identify, because I think everyone's story is so unique, but our feelings are all the same. We all feel the sadness, the anguish, the desperation. But it's having the tool to actually get beyond that. And the FasterEFT gives you the tool. Because what actually happens is, whatever's happening in our mind is felt in our body. The body is a servant of the mind. So whatever I'm thinking in my mind, my body feels. So therefore, the FasterEFT goes, and we ask a whole lot of questions of our clients. So if someone comes in and says, I'm suffering from anxiety, I'll go, well, how do you know? Tell me what anxiety is for you. What's happening in your mind and in your body when you're feeling anxious? Because nobody's broken. I don't care if I've got a drug addict, or I've got someone who's got depression, or someone who's got grief, or someone who's had a car accident and killed someone. Whatever it is, we've learned a way of behaving around those situations. We're not broken, and we've just learned it, and we're really damn good at it. So a person who's depressed has just learned how to be depressed, and they have lots of proofs and references for knowing how to do it. And so my job is to go back into the memories where all of that is stored and change everything. Okay, so just imagine your own. No, you've got a conscious mind and an unconscious mind, and the conscious mind can process about 40 bits of information in a moment, but the unconscious mind processes 40 million bits at the same moment. So if they're not in sync, the unconscious always wins, because it's a million times stronger. Now, if you want more information on that, check out Bruce Lipton's work, The Biology of Belief. Amazing, and that's a lot of the the background science to the FasterEFT. So the unconscious mind is like our programmer. So if I say to a client, well, what age are you? And if they say like 45, I'll say, well, would you run a computer with a 45-year-old program, with a 45-year-old hard drive? And they'd go, no, clearly not. Well, that's what you're doing. You're running your life with a program, which is your unconscious mind, that was developed in the first 6 years of your life. So it's at least 40 years old. You know, they say that 95% of all our beliefs are created in the first 8 years. You know, in those first 6 years, we don't even have conscious brain waves. So we're just downloading everything as truth. So if we have really severe things that happen to us then, we download some pretty bizarre beliefs about the world and ourselves.
Yeah.
Or if we just get told, go to your room, you naughty boy, and we get told that over and over and over, then we form beliefs about that. I mean, that's not a big trauma. I mean, every kid's had that. But if we get told it over and over, we form beliefs about ourselves. And then we're just playing those out in life over and over and over. We're like a blinky broken record. So what we do is, now this part I'm about to tell you is based on the work of Dr. Carolyn Leaf. She's a neuroscientist. And what she says is your mind is like a library. So just imagine the room you're in right now. There's a library full of books, hundreds of thousands of books. If you're a child under the age of 10, you might only have 100,000 books in there, but most of us have got a lot more than that. Now, a lot of those books are beautiful books. They're a bit like this one, sparkly, shiny, beautiful books. Now, they're your happy memories. Want to hang on to those. But amongst that library, there's some pretty dark, horrible looking books too. They're your unhappy memories. Now, Carolyn says you take those unhappy memories out, you open the book up of the unhappy memory, and you sweep away the toxic thoughts and emotions that are in them. All the beliefs that you've formed about yourself that are no longer serving you. And you change that memory. Now, when I read that, I'm going, oh my God, she's talking about FasterEFT. That's the premise behind the work of FasterEFT. We go into unhappy memories and we change, we tap and we remove all the unhappiness in them. And then we change it. Now, people will say, yeah, but my uncle, he did hit me with that stick. You can't take that away from me. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it's not happening now. The only thing that's happening now is you and me in this room, and yet it still plays in your mind and your body still feels it. It's not serving you anymore. It's just made up now because it's not in, it's only a memory. And it's happening in your head because your uncle's not in the room with us. So it's all happening now in here. So now I'm doing it to myself. Why would I do that? So change it. And as Dr. Leaf says, you change the memories and then you put that back on the bookshelf, which goes back into your unconscious mind, and it's a happy memory now. And then your life will change. As your internal references change, your life changes. So as you change your mind, the workings of your mind, your whole world changes for the better. Relationships improve with people. You don't judge people. Often pain will leave the body. So many clients I've had who have been able to clear, pain, eczema, eyesight, hearing, you name it. If there's an emotional link to it, FasterEFT can change it. What a gift. It's so empowering.
Oh, it sounds absolutely amazing, and I know that you're going to be giving us a demonstration. But okay, the comment you made before we started was that you're not going to ask people to go into a really deep unhappy memory because this is just a demonstration. But Malathi has joined us, as I had that feeling she would. Malathi's in Sri Lanka. And folks, I know we've got other people who are here with us. If you want to let us know you're here, if you want to let us know where you are, that would be brilliant. That would great to hear from you, and do feel free to ask questions for Judy. We're quite happy for that. This is your program. We're here to share for you, and to share the information that's out there for you. So please do communicate with us. We'd love to hear from you. So, okay, Judy, what I think you've shared quite a lot about sort of EFT. But how about if we go into now, doing the demonstration now, and then we can open up to the questions and see what it brings up once you've done the demonstration. Are you happy to do that?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, definitely. So shall I take over and do that now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the body is a servant of the mind, I want you to get a concept of what this means. So I want you to go to something that makes you feel happy. So for me, it's just recently come back from beautiful Bali, and we were very blessed to be able to take and to go to this beautiful rice paddy out of the way, a little village that some friends of ours, family member, lived in. And it was just magnificent. So my happy space right now is standing in the rice paddy, looking around, and all you can see is greenery and beauty, and the smell of it, the feel of it, even almost the taste of it in my mouth. So my happy memory is that. So what I want each of you to do is go to something that makes you feel good. So it could be something like what I've got. It can be a hammock on a beach. It can be a child, holding a child. It can be imagining a beautiful puppy on the beach. Doesn't matter what it is. So I want each of you now to go to something that makes you feel good. And then I want you to notice where you notice that in your body. Sarah, are you able to do that?
Oh, yes.
And whereabouts do you feel that?
I suppose actually it's more the core. So it's sort of like heart, solar plexus, sort of down a little bit into the sort of sacral plexus. I do tend to sort of work very much in the chakra areas.
Okay. And if you were to describe what that's like, what would it be like? Is it lighter, or is it, how would you describe it?
It's oh yeah, never very good at describing these things. I suppose it's when I feel something that's right.
Yeah,
they're the areas that I feel it, and so
okay.
it's a sense of feeling right.
Perfect. Okay, so everyone will feel it differently, but everyone can feel it. Now that's just a demonstration. Now, when I go to the rice paddies, I'm not there now. I'm sitting in my room here talking with you, Sarah. But when I go to the rice paddies, I can feel it in my body. My body just lifts. I feel fantastic. I absolutely love being on holiday. I'm sure I'm not the only one there. So I just feel fantastic. And yet I'm not there. It's happening in my head. And my body is a servant of my mind. So whatever I'm focusing on, my body is feeling. Now, exactly the same thing happens when we go to unhappy things. So what I want you to do now, Sarah, and because you're my demonstration model, is I want you to go to something that makes you feel unhappy. And everyone else in the audience, if you could do that, please. Go to something that makes you feel unhappy. But I do recommend it's not like a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is extreme, okay? So it could something around a 6 or 7 out of. It could be an argument with someone. It could be someone who pisses you off. It could be a frustration. Could even be a pain in the body. Something that makes you feel annoyed. Have you got something?
Yeah, the trouble is it probably is a 10 for me, but then but then that is because I adore animals, and so my happy feeling was the fact that we have a fox that visits the garden, and I love seeing that little fox visit the garden. I love animals, I adore them, and so the thing, and I do tend to let loads of stuff go. I accept stuff. If people are being a bit funny and all the rest of it, I'm very good at being able to let it go. But what does get me is when I hear about people that hurt, abuse, torture, do anything to animals. And
you have chosen a 10 out of 10 one, haven't you?
and that is a huge, and that is something that I truly struggle with. Anytime I see anything like that, I can cope.
I want you to notice. I want you to notice how. I don't want you to even really go there. I don't want you to see any torture or anything.
No.
But I want you just to notice how bad it is if you did go there. I want you to notice how that makes you feel. That's that horrible feeling, just even thinking that someone could do something like that to an animal. Okay, you've got that?
Yeah.
Good. Notice how you know it in your body. And for everyone who's listening too, please, notice how you know this in your body. Because the body is just a servant of the mind. If you're thinking unhappy thoughts, your body will go there, will feel it, often feel it as a pain, a discomfort, a weight, a heaviness, and anxiety. Notice how you feel it. And then I just want you to copy and repeat after me. I want you to imagine a tree now. And when I pull out the roots of that tree, Sarah, what happens to a tree without roots?
It dies.
Perfect. Just a metaphor for the unconscious mind to let it know we're letting go of stuff, okay? And then all I want you to do is repeat after me. So tapping between the eyes, just go, release and let it go.
Release.
Side of the eye, let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eye, let it go.
Let it go.
On the collarbone, let it go.
Let it go.
It's okay to let it go now.
Okay to let
It's safe to let it go.
Safe to let it go now.
Okay, take a big breath in. Blow it away. Good job. Hold your wrist and go to your happy place. Go to that little fox. Okay? I'm going to my rice paddy field. Just connect with how good that feels. Peace. Okay, now Sarah, go back to that original, I don't want to go there because it's so horrible feeling. Have you noticed how it's dropped?
Yeah, it has dropped. I'd say from well beyond a 10. I know 10's meant to be maximum, but that like tips me over the edge of that one. Yeah, I suppose it's come down probably to sort of around about a 6.
Okay, cool.
It's still there.
Notice how you know it's a 6. Notice how you feel it in your body. And everyone listening, please do the same. Notice if it's dropped. Notice how you know it. Now, for most people, it will drop. Occasionally, someone will get higher. That's okay. You've obviously just hit a sore spot. Just keep tapping. If occasionally you'll get someone it just doesn't change, that's okay. Don't give up either. Just keep tapping. Now I'm going to show you invisible tapping. Now, invisible tapping is great. If you wake up and you've had a bad dream and you're really shaken by it, I just invisibly tap. I don't go like this because I'm going to wake my husband up or I'm going to wake myself up even more. I'll just invisibly tap. If I'm with a group of people and, they're all saying, my husband's just bought me flowers and the other one said, yes, he just bought me a night away and all of this sort of stuff. And I'm feeling, oh, my husband hasn't done that. In actual fact, my husband does do that sort of stuff. So it's probably not a good example. But then I will invisibly tap. I will imagine it and all that stress will just go from my body. So what I'm teaching you now is the most effective stress management tool I've ever come across. And in my years of working in the health and development area, I've come across many, many tools. This is the most amazing one. Now, so just imagine it now. So tapping between the eyes, just to get a feel of it, and then take your finger away, and then just imagine it. Let it go. Side of the eye, just imagine it. Let it go. Under the eye, let it go. On the collarbone, invisible tapping, let it go. Big breath. Peace. Now go to your beautiful little fox. I'm going to Bali. Imagine holding your wrist and squeezing it. Peace. Now go back to the memory. Notice how it's dropping even further. Is that happening for you, Sarah?
Yeah, it hasn't dropped as much, but it's gone down by about a 4.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, how simple is that? Now the last way of tapping is discreet tapping. So you just move your hand between the eye and then the side of the eye and then under the eye. All the time in your mind, you're just going, let it go, let it go, let it go to the collarbone. You can swap hands. So you can do this in an office. I've got a friend who teaches FasterEFT to corporate people, And, she'll walk into an office and she'll see sometimes they're on the computer going like this, or sometimes they'll just be and automatically you might do this anyway. If you get, needing to think about something, you'll often press those points anyway. And what's actually happening is, as you're doing it in your mind, just say, let it go, whatever's bothering you. If you're trying to think of something like for an exam, and your mind is so full of fear, it just blocks all the things, that filing cabinet with all the answers in. You get out of the exam and then you go, oh, heck, I knew all the answers, but I didn't know them in the test because of the stress response. Now, if you can tap and just clear that stress response, as I say to my young people that I work with, you have a secret weapon now, and they are using it, and they are becoming more and more intelligent as a result, because they're not being affected by the anxiety and the fear that they used to be affected by. So that is FasterEFT. It's a very simple technique. It was put together by a man by the name of Robert G. Smith. He took EFT, timeline therapy, hypnosis, matrix reimprinting, NLP, and he put them and created a really simple technique. He's a very, very clever man. And he wanted it to be really, really simple. Now, as a practitioner, there's a huge amount to learn. It's not so simple being a practitioner, but it means I can actually deal with the worst of the worst. I have some terrible traumas come across with my clients who come to me with them, and they leave feeling a whole lot better and their life changes. And then I can have just people come in, well, my life's, things aren't going well, and I can still help those people. So, and it's also a technique that I teach them, just like I've taught you now and taught our audience, that you can clear stuff in a moment. Now, one of the reasons why my BICOM practitioner said I have got such an amazing physical body is because when anything comes up for me, I just tap. Okay, so I can tap every day. Now, sometimes I don't have a day where I tap at all, but other days, if things come up, I just tap. So it's just a wonderful technique to heal any unwanted feeling. Now, does that mean you can't feel anger or frustration or resentment or bitterness? Of course you feel them. We're designed to feel them, but we're not designed to live in them. Feel them, allow them to be felt, and then let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Because if you're like me, the more you feel them, the more you stew yourself up around them, you tie yourself in knots, and then you create all this crap in your head, fantastical stuff that's not even real. But remember also, memories aren't real anymore because they're in the past. Yeah. They're now happening in our head and they're reflected in our body. So it's really important to let it all go. So great thanks to Robert Smith for this wonderful technique. He trains people worldwide. So if you want to check him out, his website is FasterEFT.com. There's a practitioner listing there as well. I'm based in Adelaide. I do Skype all over the world. I Skype just about every week. I get really busy with clients because this works. Yeah. It's a technique that works, and you don't have to keep having clients coming back over and over and over. They might come for a few sessions, and then I might not see them for 6 months or a year, and then they might come for one top-up, and their lives have changed so much. No more panic attacks, no more stress and anxiety. They're managing things. The pain that they had, the arthritis has reduced, all sorts of wonderful things. They're getting on better with people. So this just works with everything because it's a mind-body connection. What we focus in our mind, all those books in that library of ours, all those memories, keep all the good ones, but the ones that are not serving us, we can go in and change them. What an awesome gift to have.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. But folks, please, if you've got any questions, you want to share what was happening with you. Margaret's here. It's Margie, I think. Well, Margie, I don't know, Batson. She met you at a workshop in Adelaide. So
yes,
she's here.
So
yes. Welcome. Malathi has been also, she's saying heart and peaceful. She was on a sunny beach as well, and then
fantastic. That's a good place to be.
and Malathi is saying, I love tapping. So it's great to have you with us, Malathi, on a live program. Serena, hi Judy. Serena from Adelaide. Do happy someone with your skills is local. Oh, so happy, I think she means, rather than do. Brilliant. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so welcome, please, folks. If you've got something you'd like to ask from that, share from your experience of that. Love to hear from you, because the program's recorded. It then goes up onto YouTube, and your questions could be questions that other people have got. So there's no such thing as a silly question. So please, do type in any questions you've got. And Margaret says, hi Judy, good talk, well explained.
Margie is one of our few practitioners in Darwin. She may be the only one, I'm not 100% sure, but she is very skilled. Yes, so thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And it's great to have you with us, folks. Thank you for being here, because I appreciate that a lot of my normal regulars, it's because it's such a different time of the day for them. They can't necessarily make it, but they'll be watching the replay and the YouTube video. So
Yeah.
I'm aware of EFT, and obviously there's a difference with that, because actual EFT is about, you talk, there's an awful lot of negative that's talked about, and there are more hand positions, tapping positions. And when you say faster EFT, but what I love about this is that you're actually saying let it go. You're not dwelling on what it is, because that's the one thing I must admit I've always struggled with EFT, is that the constant repeating of all the negative stuff.
Look, the FasterEFT is fantastic. I started as EFT and I loved it, and it is a good modality. The FasterEFT, as I said, it just feels to me like it's been turbocharged. So you can clear things so quickly, and it is thorough, and it sticks. It's pain that's gone is gone. Relationships that are mended, unless something else happens, stay mended. It's not like a quick fix wonder that doesn't last. It lasts. And there are side effects to FasterEFT, I might point out, which is you have to be prepared to have more peace and more happiness and more lightness and more joy and more good health in your life. And if you want pity parties from everyone and you don't want that, well, it's not for you, okay? But, it also takes a badge of courage, Sarah, to walk into my office and deal with your crap. But even the most revolting, horrible memories, we go there for the last time and clear them. And you do not go there on your own. I go there with you, or the practitioner. We're there with you, supporting you through it. And we can do it very gently, so that we can even go, now don't even go there yet. If it's too bad, don't even go there. Just imagine what it would be like if you did have to go there, and we'll clear all that so that when they go there, it's not so difficult, okay? And then when we have to come in hard, because some people really go into the pity party stuff, and they entertain themselves with their problem. They think they hate it, but they think about it all the time. And so, of course, by the law of attraction, that's what they're coming in. We can actually have the skills to go in really, like sometimes I absolutely crack people up. They end up by absolutely laughing and saying, oh, look, this is ridiculous hanging on to this stuff, because it's not even real anymore. Okay, and so it gives people an opportunity. If there's one word that it does for people, if I was asked in one word to describe what it does, it's empowerment. It enables us to empower ourselves.
Yeah.
Nothing is too bad. And also, if it's a memory that you don't want the practitioner to know about, we don't even have to know what it is. I'll just say, okay, and I don't need any contact. We can still clear it. So I don't need to know your story. So, that means there's a lot of privacy. I have a lot of male clients, and that's because it's what's happening in the head, it's felt in the body. I don't need to know all their stuff. I'm not a voyeur. And so, hey, we can clear massive amounts of stuff that way. And, in a FasterEFT session, I'm actually at the level now, I actually put my prices up a couple of months ago, and I'm going, okay, well, I'm going to have to be even better than I was before, and I've actually stepped up to the mark, and so I'm actually clearing masses of stuff in a session now, which is, people are very much appreciating. Yeah, it's great. Clearing limiting beliefs that are no longer serving us, all the proofs and references. One of the differences with FasterEFT, I think, is we let the unconscious mind do the work. Yeah. We have no idea how we store stuff. It can be a sight, it can be a smell, it can be a taste in the mouth can bring something back. It can be, all these proofs, it can be a look from someone. And so with FasterEFT, what we can do is we can allow the unconscious mind just to clear all that sort of stuff. And the tapping is just the tool that we use because it soothes. It's a distraction. And it also soothes all the organs of the body that hold the emotion of the trauma. And so as you're thinking of the thought and you're sending messages to those organs of the body which are soothing it, it like interrupts. It's like a pattern interrupt between the two of them. And so therefore the sad memory is not feeding the trauma, and the trauma is not coming back to feed that sad memory. And so it just causes them to release and let go. And then you go to your happy memory, and of course it's that good bad collapse, the good stuff. Thank goodness. The goodies outweigh the baddies.
Excellent. We've got a couple of comments here. Invisible tapping, what a great tool, from Malathi. Margaret says, many of us started as EFT. Faster EFT is much easier and faster. Cassie, hi ladies, it's Cassie from Adelaide. I am a client of Judy's, and Faster EFT has changed the way I feel situations, and it is about feelings. And Margaret says, one of my clients is a qualified psychologist. She has had more changes with Faster EFT than within her own practice. And no disrespect to anybody, I can totally relate to that one.
And thank you to Cassie and Margie and people who are responding. That is very kind of you. I have psychologists as clients too. They tend to come to me when they're really sick, I'm the last resort. But it's fantastic. Yeah. I was doing some work today with a beautiful lady who's in the health industry, and she's going, oh my God, if I can only use this with clients, get them off all those medications that we put them on, and she said, which are just not serving them. Because if there's an emotional link behind something, like even if you, for example, fall down a flight of stairs and you genuinely injure your knee, but if at that time you were thinking of, having that fight your husband and your son were having, and how frustrated and angry you are with them, and if you were thinking all of that stuff, then a lot of those emotions seem to lock up in the knee, and it takes the knee a longer time to heal. And if you go and have surgery, then often the feelings will just go somewhere else in your body. So it fixes the knee, but it doesn't actually fix the problem. And so I've often had clients who've got, real health problems, like, oh, I'm going to have an operation. And then after we've cleared all the emotional links to that physical problem, then what actually quite often happens is the body can heal itself. Yeah. And they don't need that operation. So, that's just, it's such a blessing to be able to do that. I know some people have said to me, but Judy, doesn't it make you feel down, all the horrible stories people tell you? No, because I don't need to know all the nitty-gritty bits of detail. And the other thing is, when they leave my office, they mostly, like 99% of them, leave feeling so much better. That's what I take. Yeah, the gift of the blessing of the healing, and and that stops me from getting jaded with it or tired with it, because every person is such a gift. I feel so honoured to be given the opportunity to work with people, and the only people that don't tend to come back are those that put on very fast running shoes because they're too scared, or they love their problem too much. They're not going to get it up, and there are people who do that, and that's okay. That's their choice. It takes a badge of courage And I've got in Adelaide, we have some very courageous people. I'm very proud of them. And as I say, we do, you know, all practitioners, I would imagine, would do Skype as well. So I've got clients all over the world. And that's such an honour to work with people all over the world too.
Yeah, and as you said, we offer a tool to empower people's own self-healing. At the end of the day, it's their choice to take it or not.
Yes, yes.
And I feel that all of us, we have a choice. We totally have a choice. And there's no two ways about it. Yeah, that I've got somebody that occasionally talks to me and says, I know this person, I know that person, and what you do for them, it could really, really help them. And I've said, they've got to choose it. They've got to be prepared to revisit. If they are not, it doesn't matter what techniques you're using, because all of us are helping people to get back to their true self, empower their own self-healing, because nobody can heal anybody. You know, as you said, you're empowering them to do it yourself. Do I take on board other people's stories with what I do? No, I let them. It's happened. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't stop the human aspect of feeling for people. Work with abused people, male and female. So, you know, just as you said, but you don't take that aspect on. It's gone. It's past. They are the amazing being that they are, and let's get them back to that whole being that they are.
Yes, thank you. That's so true, Sarah. And one of the things we also do with FasterEFT is the forgiveness part. It's not about condoning anyone's behaviour that's not acceptable. It's about forgiving to set ourselves free. I love that, you know, that quote from Nelson Mandela, you know, as I walked out that door towards my freedom, I knew if I did not leave the anger, hatred and bitterness behind, that I'd always be in a prison of my own making. And so often that's what we do to ourselves. And I sometimes say to clients now, Nelson can do that, Nelson Mandela can do that after 20 years of horrible treatment and often in isolation. Are we able to do that to set ourselves free? It's not condoning the behaviour. He never condoned the behaviour. No. It's about setting ourselves free. Okay? Does that help the perpetrator? No. But it helps us enormously. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. It's about being free. It's about feeling empowered. It's about being healthy. It's about abundance in all its forms in our life. It's about joy. It's about happiness. And it's about feeling a great love and respect for ourselves. And all of those things I have in my life. And FasterEFT has helped contribute to that enormously. So, you know, I tend to attract just wonderful people. The friends I've maintained a relationship with, because we lost some friends when we lost our money. But the friends that are still our friends and the new ones that have come in, they're just awesome. And the ones that have left us, I think of nothing but love for them and wish them nothing but well. And even the man who stole so much from us, now if he walked in the door today, I wouldn't go and take coffee with him, but I have no animosity towards him. He got cancer and died, and I know a lot of people were angry about that because they wanted him to go to jail and to pay and suffer. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, there's a silver lining to every cloud. And okay, it was tough. I wouldn't want to go through what we went through. Never would I want to go through that again. But there's such a gift to it too. You know, I have as much, if not more, joy and happiness and peace and love in my life now as I've ever had. So, you know, it's such, you know, so even though bad things happen, and my daughter who lives in New York was only saying to me this morning on Skype, Mum, everything's going so well for us all at the moment, isn't it? I said, yes. And she said, and it hasn't always in the last couple of years. And I said, no, honey, it hasn't. But aren't we resourceful and aren't we resilient? Aren't we amazing? And she said, yes, we are. And so we're so lucky to be living now with all these tools that we don't have to. If we have trauma, we have horrible things happen to us, we just don't have to live in it anymore. We've got this tool. Or we can choose to wallow in it if we choose to. If we want a pity party, we can do that too. But we have the choice. And I choose happiness, and I choose love, and I choose lightness. I choose abundance in all its forms. I choose good health. And the choice is up to everyone, even people who, you know, have really poor health. I've heard of some people who seriously have such bad health and they cannot afford a practitioner, so they get onto Robert Smith's website. He has 900 YouTubes that people can tap along to for free. What a generous man. And what they actually do is they'll sit in their bed with their laptop and they'll find people with similar problems. They'll tap away, and, you know, at the end of a month of doing that, they're better. They're moving forward. They haven't even seen a practitioner. Now, there's nothing like seeing a practitioner to clear your own stuff. That's fantastic. But if you genuinely can't afford one, then get onto his website and tap away at his YouTubes. I'm so busy with clients. I'm very blessed to have so many that my website, I haven't put the time or effort into it. So I don't have a wonderful website at all. It's pretty disgusting, really. But Robert's is amazing. So get onto his website and tap along to his YouTubes. He does trainings throughout the world. And find a FasterEFT practitioner nearby, or get on Skype and Skype away with someone like me in Adelaide. It's absolutely, you know, if you want peace, happiness, if you want wellness, then this is an amazing tool. If you want youthfulness, this is an amazing tool. Amazing tool. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Judy, thank you so very much. We are out of time, folks. But it's been brilliant, brilliant. Thank you for joining us this week. And folks, please feel free, you know, sort of in the replay email, you can always sort of send any questions you may have if you've got any. If you're watching the replay rather than the YouTube video, you can always sort of type in messages there, and we can make sure that they get to Judy. If they're for Judy, if they're for me, that's fine. And if you're watching this on the YouTube video, sort of please, I'm putting Judy's website address underneath, but you can always sort of contact us. Feel free to contact us, and the Gift of Healing TV website will be there. Contact us through the websites. That's fine. We'd love to hear from you. The program is you.
Sorry, I was going to say, I'm also happy to have emails from anyone worldwide. If there's anything I can do to support you, I can do Skype with you, or I can maybe help direct you to someone who can do it if you'd rather do it, you know, in person with someone. There's some amazing practitioners throughout the world. Some of them are cool friends, my dear friends, you know, some amazing people who do this work. And thank you to Robert. I don't know that you will ever listen to this, but I give you great thanks for the gift of healing that you brought to the world.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Judy. Next week, folks, we're at the same time, 7:30 a.m. here in UK. And we are being joined, and my teeth are out of sync again, joined by Carol Kretschmer, and she's going to be sharing top tips for gut health. So we're looking forward to that next week. So I hope you'll join us. Do sign up again for next week's program. Check out the website, giftofhealingtv.com. You'll find what we've got coming up over the next few weeks, because for the whole of August it is going to be 7:30 in the morning, because all our guests are coming from Bali, Australia and New Zealand. So we are very much sort of aiming for a worldwide audience throughout the year, and I hope that you'll continue to join us. So thank you, folks. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. A huge thank you to our guest, Judy, this week. Thank you for sharing so much. Have a wonderful week, folks. Love, peace and light. Namaste.